Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the instant match reaction. Tottenham Hotspur 4, Everton 0. Another really poor, toothless performance. No shots on targets again, and no real idea about what's going on. I can't really fathom out what Sam Allardyce is trying to do at the moment. That's 4 defeats in a row, and that for me felt like a performance, a pre-Sam Allardyce performance. When Sam Allardyce came in, he said he was going to get us tight, going to get us working as a unit, try and nick games, and that's just gone out the window in the last few weeks with absolutely no reward. Early on we were, winning games, staying tight, but that's just gone, hasn't it? I mean, we've conceded 4 today without having a shot on target. How does that work out? If you get beat 4-0 and you're wide open, then at least be doing something at the other end. And if you don't feel like you can do that, then why open your team up? I don't get that at all. Number one, why isn't Ashley Williams in the side? Can someone explain that to me? Because him and Holgate are our best centre-back partnership, and I don't understand why he's not playing. If you looked at a couple of the goals today, they came from the fullbacks tucking in and waiting for the wingers to track their players. Again, that seems an odd thing to do when the team's set up so wide open. The first goal comes from, the cross comes from Sigurdsson not being out there, but Sigurdsson's up the pitch trying to make things happen. The same with, I think it was either the third or the fourth goal was exactly the same. Sorry, the third it was, I think. Comes from the same thing. We just look wide open. We haven't settled on a style of play. Over Christmas, I think it was, Allardyce came out, or before Christmas, sorry, and said, we know how to defend now, and now it's about sorting out the other end. But it almost feels like he's thrown out the principles of defending to try and achieve something else. That's not happening. So why throw out the principles? Be solid, don't lose games. If that should be the least thing to do. What I don't understand about the last 3 games is, okay, take last week out of it in the FA Cup because it's an FA Cup tie. But against Man United and against Tottenham, we've almost been too open. Yet against Bournemouth, we started with 3 holding centre midfielders. And against West Brom, we started with 5 at the back. That doesn't compute to me how you can be like that, how you can defend against teams like that and then be wide open against teams that are much better quality that are going to beat you. That's ridiculous to me when you think about it. It's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Spurs are a much better side, and we've seen them in the last few weeks. West Ham went there and frustrated them, and West Brom went there and frustrated them by getting men behind the ball. And yet, I don't think Spurs really had to get out of second gear today to win that game. They just didn't have to do anything special, and yet they've won, won by 4 goals, and could have been more if they'd really had to go. There's been luck involved, of course. There has, where if the linesman isn't online with Rooney's offside goal, maybe it's given, and yet he's not online with Harry Kane's, and that's the killer just after half time. He's clearly offside, but we've allowed to get the ball to get into that position. I don't know. I just don't understand. It's almost like we're gonna have to go back to where we started from now with Allardyce. We're still in 9th place, but you've got to seriously start looking over your shoulder now. We're going to have to go back to the principles that Allardyce brought in. So it just feels like we're going to have to start toughing games out. We've got 2 home games now, West Brom and Leicester. We need maximum points out of them. And they're not going to be easy games. West Brom have won today. Leicester are in decent form. And, we're looking over our shoulders. Teams like Palace are creeping up. Everyone's like winning a game or drawing a game, and it's leaving us in a position where we've got almost like you have that little patch where you win a few games and then you revert to type, and we seem to be reverting type. Allardyce has got to get a grip on that. It's almost like he's been going, it's alright, I can mess about with the team, we're fine, we're going to stay up. But we're not fine, are we? We've just lost 3 Premier League games in a row. Okay, yes, one was against Man United and one was against Tottenham. Tough games. Players are not playing well. the team's not playing well. There doesn't seem to be an idea. As I said before Christmas, there was an idea of how we played. We stayed tight and we dogged games out. And we've tried to be a little bit expansive and it's not worked. So maybe he's going to have to go and have a think about that. He does need to buy a left back, right? Whatever you think about Martina, we got to go and buy a left back. Because we can't get down the left. Sigurdsson's getting the ball on him. And every team we play against is just like, well, put 2 on him. Because he hasn't got a full-back going past him. So we're desperate for someone to go down the left. Sigurdsson plays inside left. He doesn't play on the left. We need a fullback who can get out, who can go down the wing, or who can. There was one in the second half where the ball fell to Martina, and all he had to do was kick her up the line, and he couldn't. He couldn't physically kick her with his left foot. He had to turn and go back to Pickford. So you've just dropped 20 yards to do the same thing. It's just little basic. That's basics as far as I'm concerned. We need to go and buy a good left back. I know everyone's talking about, there's about Walcott, and I can understand why he wants Walcott. But get your priorities right. Get a left back who's going to come in and do a job. In the Walcott situation, you look at Balassi today and you can fully understand why he wants Walcott. Balassi, listen, I know he's been out for a while, so do the principles, do the basics right. If you get the ball, try and take on the fullback with your pace. Not trying all these stupid little tricks that will be the last thing that come back to you, because that's where the sharpness comes in. Just use your pace and try and beat them and try and put a cross in the box. That doesn't make any sense to me. The biggest problem for me is I've been saying it for weeks, if not months, we can't keep the ball. We just give it away all the time to the opposition. And we're just not a very good team. That's clear, and when you play good sides, that gets highlighted. And I appreciate that. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is that I just don't understand why we've gone away from the principles that have seen us go up the table. And some people say I'm contradicting myself, because I did say against West Brom and I did say against Bournemouth, why didn't we have a go? Well, that's because it was West Brom and Bournemouth. Surely people appreciate that. When you play teams like that, you should have a little bit more of a go. But it's the fact that we haven't had much of a go against those teams and then played Man United, Liverpool and Spurs and almost settled to have a go. So that's where I don't understand. That's where I don't quite fully understand what he's trying to do. We played Chelsea at home and we dug in and we got a point out of them. So what? Couldn't we have done that today? Going to a place like Wembley, against a very good Spurs team and gone, you know what, we're just going to dig in today. It mightn't be nice, but we're just going to dig in and we're just going to try and get a point and try and maybe nick one on a set piece like we did against Chelsea. But we've gone in there and we've been really open. I just don't fully understand. I just don't get that at all, that idea. Cenk Tosun coming in. I thought he had a good game for his first half was really good. I can understand why he took him off. Just give him an hour. First half I thought he was quite good. Just kept things simple, worked hard. But you've got to get players around him, haven't you? If you want to get the best out. He's not someone who's going to win the ball and take 3 players on and score. He needs players around him. He needs crosses into the box. He needs deliveries. Didn't give him any of that. He fed him scraps, and I thought he did very well for that. He's a player who needs a link up. You see now, I think there was one where Rooney linked off him, and then the goal that disallowed, I think it was him as well who knocked it on. You'll need players around him, but so we've got to. If you're going to do that, this again. I don't understand how we played it, because we didn't have enough players around him. Yet we were wide open. It doesn't. It's so frustrating. I just can't understand what Allardyce is trying to do. He'll bemoan the fact that he hasn't got the players, and I appreciate that again. He's been left with a lot of crap. But set your stall accordingly. It's just massively frustrating. We started off good under him, and it's just since Christmas, it's just gone all to shit. Let's be honest. It's gone. We haven't won for 6 games now. The last time we won was Swansea. If that feels like a long time ago, and even though we're in 9th position, it does feel like we've allowed all those teams that we got away from to come creep up behind us now. The likes of West Ham, the likes of Crystal Palace, they're all picking up points, around us. and we've got to try and create that buffer again. I think we've only got to play Arsenal away now, and we've only in terms of top 6, and we've got Liverpool at home in April. So we've got to be playing teams in and around us now. So we've got to be more competitive now. Maybe we'll see more of the team on that kind of level. But they're games we've got to win. We've got to win. We've got to win 4 games. So we've got to go and beat these teams, starting with West Brom next week. We've got to beat West Brom next week. It's as simple as that. We've got to beat them and build that little bit of space between us and the teams below us. Because the last thing we want to do is get dragged back into it and then become one of those teams. We're just a little bit away from it, but not much. Not only a little bit. We've just got to go and win next week and create that space again. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very nervous few months, which we thought it wasn't going to be after Allardyce's start. But yeah, we've got to do that next week. But as I say, really, really poor performance. Still haven't got a clue what the plan was, or if there was a plan. And we've got to get it right now. We've got to put it right. We've got to go and beat the teams below us and around us. So yeah, I'm just pissed off. I hate losing, but I hate losing where players don't look like they're putting effort in. And if they are putting effort in, it's going around kicking people stupidly. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's massively another disappointing performance. Look out for Baz's instant reaction, player ratings, and the final word. I'll see you later.